in a minute, it's gonna be more streamlined and more, you know, we'll have fun and stuff, but then we gotta learn so we can do the work when nobody's looking, pretty much. So Casper, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to you, so that way you can go ahead and share with the team what you came up with to help with the fundamentals.
Got it. All right. Well, thank you for that, Marquita. First off, thank y'all everybody for hopping on. It looked like somebody else hopped. Okay. So first off, thank everybody for hopping on. I'm excited about not only the growth that I'm seeing with, the whole organization, but the direction of where everything is kind of going. Um, I kind of put this together. I thought about, I'm hearing as I'm with Marquita, here, I'm always with her. So, I'm hearing, I'm tuning in, I'm not paying attention, but I'm unconsciously paying attention. So it's exciting to kind of see the growth, the direction, and seeing where we need to step up to not only help everyone elevate and grow, but also where we need to step up to grow our business. And so what I did was put together a very quick and simple, kind of presentation. It's not going to be long. I don't want to take too much time. I want to keep things easy. I want to keep things efficient, and I want to make sure it's effective to where we can maximize our time at the same time, get the most out of it. And so I kind of put this together because I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my step before I hop into it. Is I've been an entrepreneur since I was young, since I was 16, since I can remember. I've always knew that, I wanted to make money. I wanted to, have a lot. But before I wanted to do it before I even knew what entrepreneur and business was. And if you like me, if you believe that God works in mysterious ways and there's a divine plan, no matter what, everybody has a divine destination, literally, that they got to go towards, and you can't speed that up, and everyone has their own individual path. And I believe that, right now is the perfect time. It's not by happenstance that we are as a group in the right mind frame, at the right place, at the right moment, with the right opportunity to do and elevate and be, explosive and do some great things and special things together. And so, if y'all know Marquita, y'all know that she's a fireball. Y'all know that she's excited about a lot of things. And y'all just get a tip of it. I get it every day. But you get to see the other side of that partnership. You get to see, I'm not as, energetic as she is, but I am very streamlined and structured in the way that I operate and organize things. And I believe that how we are can help and aid and assist to help the overall powerhouse legacy team, elevate and grow, which ultimately trickles up. And so that's what this training is about. It starts with getting the foundation set up, and then, we just build from here. So I believe that we not just throw people into the wolves. We got to give them the tools, and we got to teach them how to throw the rod out there so they can catch the fish. And so the only way to make money is to put in the work. That's it. And so this training is really over list building and prospecting. So let's hop into it. So, like I said, we're gonna do the warm up. We can't just jump into the water. We can't just jump on the weight bench. We can't just jump on the treadmill. We gotta stretch a little bit. So this is where it all starts. And I believe when I look at, business and everything in a totality sense, I say, what is the fundamentals of most businesses, of a business owner? Well, I believe that the foundation of a business, you need a mission, you need the right mindset, and you need the right mechanics. In all a business, like, if you don't mind putting in a chat, what do you think a business is? If people can put in a chat, what do you think a business is? Put it in the chat for me. Whatever you think a business is. And why y'all put that in the chat, why y'all do put that in the chat? Okay, I'm getting some good answers. Okay, so very simple. A business is created to make you rich.
Yeah.
That's the only reason a business exists. Yes, it's to help people, but helping people is a means to an end to get to the money. Because if you understand that us as humans is the only things and creatures on earth that uses money. We the only ones that do it. Animals don't use it, plants don't use it. We the only ones that use it. And so we have to figure out a way to create and get, we don't have to make money and anything. It's already made. We just got to figure out how do I exchange for others to get it. And the only way that we can get the money from others is by providing value. So I've learned very on in my when I first started from when I first started in entrepreneurship to now that if I provide value to others, they are willing to pay me for that value that I give to them. So I believe that business is an exchange of goods and services for money. So I like the fact that I'm seeing in the chat because that means that we're all pretty much got started in business for the same reason. But if you didn't, I want to ask you, your mission would be why did you decide to become a business owner? Because travel is that's the service that we offer to our clients and people, but business is business and business is money, period. So write down on a piece of paper, why did I decide to become a business owner? And people have different reasons for that. Some of it is the freedom, to do and have and experience whatever they want. Some of it is to have control of, not only their time, but the direction of where they're going and how they live their time. Some of it is, they just want to have their own. Some people just want their own. They don't want to keep building or doing and spending their time and their life force building someone else's. So before you can start figuring out, okay, how we going to build a list, how we go about getting into the minutia of things, you got to figure out why am I doing it in the first place? And that's the first start of it. The next thing is the mindset. I think that if you decide to become a business owner and you figured out why, just make the decision that if I'm in business to make money and I know why I'm doing it, just make the decision and a commitment. I'm going to build a profitable business that provides freedom, control, and a legacy for myself and my family, no matter how long it takes. Sometimes we get into things and we be like, okay, well, I'm gonna do this for 30 days, or I'm gonna do this for 45 days, or I'm gonna do this for 6 months, or whatever the case may be. If I do anything, it's to make anything with business. I'm talking about business now. Anything with business, it needs to lead to profit. It needs to lead to profit. This being completely transparent, this will lead to profit because as we get everybody in sync on the same mission and on the same accord of moving forward and moving in order and pushing everybody is leveling up and ranking up and hitting new promotions and unlocking new things, then we're all getting money. We're all getting paid. And that's the beauty about what I realized with this particular business is how it's set up. Once I really sat down and thought about it, and I'm like, well, man, this is a great idea. Like the fact that first off, everybody do travel. Everybody take a plane, a bus, a train,
Man.
I just traveled from my house to a hotel.
Didn't you see?
So so to to the foundation and fundamental of everything, like, oh, this business opportunity makes sense. And as long as I just commit to saying, hey, I'm going to build a profitable business, then hey, I got everything else is going to come. And the last of the foundations is the mechanic. We got the missions of why we're doing it. We know why we got started. We know, okay, we made the commitment that, okay, I'm going to build a business, profitable business that provides me these things. Okay, what do I have to do to get that done? And that's the work here. And that work consists of, I say about these 6 things, and they kind of universal in sales, period. But these 6 things are kind of that's the work that's involved in this business opportunity. And that's list building, prospecting, inviting, presenting, closing, and following up. And in this training tonight, we're just going to go over the first 2, which is list building and prospecting. So before we do that, I'm not sure how many new people on this, but I kind of think about this a little bit differently. I know we have certain names, and I know it's not politically correct, but this is how I see the opportunity. Okay. So just bear with me. I believe that when I look at it, there's 4 fundamental revenue streams that is attached in this business. There's 8 total that's available to a business owner, but there's really 4 of them that I can say, okay, these make sense that a new person really needs to know, because a person, you got to think about it, a person that is coming from a not an employee in a job, they only really get paid one stream of income. So to kind of tell a person that they can get paid 8 of them, their mind is not really, they can't really conceive that in a like, oh, is that true? But what I thought about, I was like, okay, well, what's the 4 main revenue streams that we have in this business? I see this as I get my own travel franchise and I help other people get their own travel franchise. That's how I see it. I see this as everybody got their own franchise. It's all travel, but everybody got their own travel franchise. And depending on how this travel franchise does or how much this one do, then I can get paid according to depending on my overall umbrella. But anyways, the 4 revenue streams that I see that we get paid as a travel business owner is, okay, we get the travel bookings, obviously, the percentage of the bookings that someone does. And that's on the travel side. Then on the marketing side, because we got 2 businesses, we get for each new travel franchise that I personally open by personally offering to a person that's entrepreneurial minded like myself, I get $50, or I get whatever that number is, because from what I'm understanding, it increases as I rank up. And then the third fundamental way that I'm able to get paid is the 50% match of any new franchises that's opened under my umbrella of my business. And I get residuals based off the total active franchises that I have. So it's kind of very simple put. Once I understood this, I'm like, oh, well, we just got to get new people that comes in that we either personally sponsor or come in to our organization. We got to get them up and running and teach them how to start opening travel franchises and how to give people that's entrepreneurial minded, that want an opportunity, they want to do better for themselves, just how to give them the system and teach them how to plug into the system. Is that confusing to anybody? If so, put it to the chat if it is. And so if you're a new person on here, understand that it's a lot of information, but think about the very simplest way to think about it is when you made that investment, you just bought your own travel franchise. And since you have your own travel franchise, anytime somebody take a plane, anytime somebody take a boat, anytime somebody rent a car, anytime somebody stay at a hotel, anytime somebody go on some tickets or anything of that nature, you're able to get a percentage of that. I guess you could say of that purchase, I guess, of that booking. And each time that you offer another person that's a business owner, entrepreneurial minded like yourself, you're able to get paid every time they do go into business with you. And obviously, as you know, as you build an organization, then it grows. And so the goal for a new person, even though we want to get to the goal and get to the gold stamp, just focus on, to keep it simple, just focus on, I just have to find 3 other business-minded people like myself that either not, maybe not be business-minded, but want something different, and offer this to them and show them this opportunity. And each time I do that, for 3 of them, I can get to my next promotion. Your only promotion that you should be focused on right now is just bronze. Just get to bronze, because you can't get to gold without getting to bronze. But think about 9 people, you can do it, but just giving yourself time, you'll be able to do it in pieces, in chunks, and say, you know what? Let me focus on what I can focus on. I got these 4 income streams right here. Let me focus on these income streams. And then let me just put my focus on getting to bronze. I got to find 3 people. We all can find 3 people that wants an opportunity, that want a better life, that want more freedom, that want more control of their life, that want to have more for their family. We can find 3 people. There's 9 billion people in the world. We can find 3 people. And so that's where this start comes in, the list building part. Now, this is the first step that we got to learn how to do. And then when I first got into network marketing, I didn't understand it. I was in the wrong, you know, opportunity anyways. But every opportunity that you go to, they're going to say, build a list. Now, we all get told build list. We all get say build list. But if you don't tell someone how to build a list, they're just going to write some things. But this is the first type of list that you need to do. This is the first key. And the first key in this list building, there's 3 types of lists that you'll have. You'll have your new prospect list. This is cold temperature. These are people that you don't really know. You don't really know like that. You don't have rapport with them. You just got their name and number. You just kind of met them. The main list that we're going to be working on, and we're going to go through an exercise. I know y'all talked about list building last night, but I'm going to take you through an exercise to kind of get more names and numbers. And then we're going to quantify that list and convert it to money. So you can kind of see how much you have at your disposal to be able to profit off of and be able to help and elevate people, because ultimately at the end of the day, this is a win-win-win opportunity. The customer wins, the consultant wins, and the company wins. So you're not hurting nobody. We're not selling drugs. That's what I know. We ain't selling drugs. And the third list that we'll have is the follow-up list. And so I just kind of want to break down the master list. So in the chat, how many people actually started on their list from last night? Or started on a list, or have some kind of list, or, you know. Chat, I did. Got you. Okay, got you. So this is what I would like for you guys to do. I want you to write how many names and numbers on your list do you have? $25, okay, 12. Okay. I need participation. I need to know how many lists. If you got names and numbers and you made a list, how many names and numbers do you have? Okay. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through a quick exercise to expand these. And the person with the most names and numbers at the end of this exercise will get a prize. Okay? So obviously, I'm not sure if y'all went through it, but it's called a memory jogger. And this memory jogger is designed, obviously to help y'all kind of get some of those names that's been dormant, some of those people that y'all, know or don't know or haven't really talked to in a long time. All we're trying to do now is just get the list as big as possible. We don't know where they fit in or anything like that. So I'm gonna start. And Marquita, are you able to put a timer on the screen, or do I
On
gotta
the
do that?
screen. But I mean, how long do you want the time to go?
We'll just do 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
5 minutes. All right.
Okay.
First off, we're gonna start with the family category. Okay. How many people put I'm gonna just start naming off things and just write their names. If you got them, great, they on the list. If you don't, add them to the name. Don't worry about the numbers right now. We just worried about the names. Parents, brothers, sisters, grandparents, uncles, aunts, cousins, nephews, nieces, in-laws, godparents. Next thing we're gonna go to some friends. Best friend, who your best friend is. If you had a new wedding, who would you, have in your wedding? Who's your best man? Who's your bridesmaid? Who would you want carrying your casket? Remember, we just want the names, not the numbers yet. We'll do the numbers later. We just doing the names right now. High school classmates, college classmates. Who would you call to help you fix a tire? Who's your best friend at work? Any acquaintances? Boss, former boss, spiritual boss, spiritual advice. Who's your neighbor in front of you? Who's your neighbor to the right, to the left, to the front, to the back, to the side? All neighbors from your neighborhood, your former neighborhood friends. Who do you know that's enthusiastic? Who needs more money? Optimistic? Who works at the post office? Who do you eat lunch with? Who plays an instrument? Who do you lift weights with? Who do you work out with? Now let's go to some curvaces. Who come cleans your pool if you have one? Who mows your lawn? Who cleans your house? Who's your handyman? Who you take your dry cleaners to? Do you have a mechanic? Do you know who delivers your mail? Who works in the same field as you? Who do you know in sales? Who's ambitious? Who's money motivated? Who does some of the same hobbies that you have, that you do? Who do you know who's trustworthy, who's likable, who's got a good personality? Someone who recently quit smoking or, drives a nice car, recently had a baby. Let's just say you won 4 tickets to the Super Bowl. Who are you bringing with you? Who do you know really who hates their job? Name of 2 people that you know who's real go-getters. Who do you know that's self-employed? Give y'all a couple more minutes.
I have a question, Mr. Isaac.
Yeah.
So, memory jogger, we put the names right now, just their
Just
name.
the names, just the names.
Okay.
We just need the names because trying to recall the numbers and all that, that's too much right now. We just need names. Who do you got on your Facebook? How many friends do you got on your Facebook? That's the real question. You know, if you got kids, who do your kids do activities with, like school organizations, like things like that? Professional services, who do your taxes? If you do your taxes. You know, what we looking like on the top, on the timer?
We got 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Who's your jeweler? Who did you buy your, who cuts your hair? Who does your hair? Who's your hairstylist? Do you have a dentist that you go to? Where's your favorite restaurant? Do you know the owner? When you bought your house, who's your realtor? If something go wrong in your house, do you have a plumber? Who's your dentist? Go get them pearly whites done. Who has an accent? Who speaks another language? Who's a single parent? Who's another business owner? Any golfer? Do you play golf? Do you play basketball? Do you play sports? Who do you gossip with? I gotta put it there. I gotta put it there. Who do you gossip with? Who do you just have fun with? Who do you enjoy being around? Why y'all putting these on here? Understand that the people that we add into this list, this is our network. This is our network. So the goal of your master list, this is our master list. This is people that we've talked to, that know us. We know them. We had good rapport with them. We ain't do no harm to them. They ain't do no harm to us. We enjoy being around them. We don't get any fishy vibes from them. You know, this is our network. And the goal is to make this list as long as possible. And for the people that don't feel like they don't know a lot of people because, hey, I fall in that category sometimes, then the next slide, I'm going to show you an exercise to start building that. We got to get our network up.
Time's up.
Time's up. Now, everybody that posted something in the chat, and even if you didn't post something in the chat, how many names and numbers, how many names do you have to your list now? Even if you showed them the business, how many names do you have on your list now?
Is it okay if I chimed in to
Sure.
add to that?
Sure.
So also too, your contacts in your phone, that's a whole 300 people there. I know you said Messenger on Facebook, the Messenger and stuff, but the contacts in your phone for sure. That's really that's really your warm market because they have your number, you have their number for a reason.
Right. But we're not at that step yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, we getting our numbers up for real. Dante double his. He went from 25 to 50. That's what I'm talking about. Latanya, she went from 522. That's what I'm talking about. Shakar 30. You see? So now we got our fundament, our foundation. Look at that. Tisha, she did 40 of them. That's what I'm talking about. So this is our list. This list will never go less than that number right there. It should never go less than that number. Now, the people on there will move. The people on there will go to maybe you show them that presentation and, they go to your follow-up list, or you show them the information and, no, I'm decided. I believe that if they don't become a partner, they at least need to register on my website. That's how they help me out. I still need customers. They gonna travel. So either you're gonna become a customer or you're gonna become a partner. And that conviction that you have will let you know where you stand with them. Because if they can't register on your website to support you, then you kind of know where that relationship really is at. You know what I mean? And it's not a problem. Everybody, have what they have, but we're in the business of not only helping people that travel a lot. For example, I give y'all a prime example. This is how I know it worked. Marquita and I booked a trip. The total trip was about 500 some dollars. We booked the trip for a hotel because we travel around Texas, helping people with their lights. We've been doing it for years. Y'all know the story. I'm pretty sure she told y'all. Something happened, miscommunication, whatever the case may be. We end up not making the trip, so it was a no-show. So we go, we're like, you know what? I think we can go and call them directly and see if we can get the room, see if they got it available. So we call them. That same trip, no, it was actually $300, right? That through our website. Yeah, it was $300 or something, 300 something. It was $350, something like that, that we got it for by booking through us because we use our own link. We are our best customer. We booked it through us. It was 300 something dollars. When we called them over the phone for a room lesser than that, it was a double bed. Instead of a king bed, it was a double. It was $200 for one night. And the trip was over 4 nights. So you telling me for a room that's less than what I have, I was going to get ready to pay what, $600, $800 for 4 nights when I just paid $300 for 4 nights in a bigger room? Oh, I was sold. I was sold. Then I look at the back office and I see the commissions pending, and that makes me even more so. I was like, oh yeah, this makes sense. I need to get money. So this is what I want to show you guys. This is a bonus that I added here. It's how to build a list if you have 0 people. Now, y'all got some phenomenal numbers. Y'all know some people. So now that lets me know that we got inventory to now go through the process of sifting through to find where's the gold. And we're going to get to that. But this is assuming if you have 0 people. If you follow this, this is going to show you how to get 56 new prospects on your list, on your new prospect list a month. 56 new people that you don't know, that they don't know you, you don't know them. But following this and keeping it simple and structured and streamlined, you're going to get 56 new names and numbers. Now, the 2 things is organization and consistency. All you focused on per day is getting 2 names and numbers. Now, how you go about them is, you have the freedom to do that. If you want to get 2 of them off of line, get them online, then take them offline. I prefer you do that because it'll be more efficient for your time, but also understand the more you have human touch inside of interactions, the more effective it becomes. So the more quality it has. Yes, Marquita.
I just want to elaborate on that. 2 names and numbers. I got 2 names and numbers today. You saw me. A young lady I met on Facebook, a couple of young ladies. I've been friends with about 2 months, interacting and commenting, liking, sharing, hearting. And today she posted a picture in the story, and I went in there and said, "Hey, I like your outfit," or I said something, gave her a compliment, and then I asked her, it's okay if we connect. I would love to connect, and here's my number if you're open to it. And she texted me immediately. But it's been 2 months, but that's me prospecting her for 2 months. So that's what that looks like, to get the 2 names and numbers of total strangers that I met on social media.
So before we move forward, all right. So I want to, let me pull up the chat. How do I pull up the chat? I'll pull up the chat. So you guys have some phenomenal numbers. I want you to take the number of total contacts that you have on your list right now, and I want you to multiply that number by 50. And then you don't have to put it in the chat, but just whatever that number is, after you multiply that number by 50, that's how much that list is worth right now. Remember, we all said that we here to make money. We got a business to make money. This is how we do it. So for example, if I have 15 names and numbers on my list and I multiply by 50, that list is now worth $750. The reason why I say that is, let's say, hypothetically, if everybody on that list became a business partner of mine and opened their own travel franchise, then that's how much money would enter into my bank account. So obviously, the goal is to maximize as much money as possible into the bank account. Now, let's be realistic. Not everybody on that list may or may not. Depending on the rapport you have with them and depending on where they are in their life and their mind at when you approach them with this information will determine if they become a business partner. That's the transparency part. But it just shows you the possibility is that if I focus on getting 2 names and numbers a day and I focus on nurturing those relationships and building and talking to them, that means a month I'm adding an additional $2,800 to my list. And that money and that amount of work of adding new names and numbers and showing the presentation and getting on 3-way calls, and that has to equate to money. It has to. It's too much effort and action. It's you putting too much into the universe for it to not give you nothing back. You putting too many numbers in your favor for it not to say, you know what, I've been looking for something like this. You know what, I like this idea. How do I get started? How do I become a person? How can I just support you? You have too many numbers. And so what I've noticed in sales, this kind of down here where it says it's 8 appointments, what I've noticed from selling so many products and services over the years is that this formula the numbers kind of fall like this. Every 8 appointments I set with people, about 5 of them will stick. Like 5 of them will, you know what, I'll follow through with the appointment that I set with you. I'll follow through with my commitment. And out of those 5 people that stick and actually let me show them the presentation, some of them will come, about 3 of them, 2 to 3 of them will convert, meaning they'll become either a customer or they'll become a partner in this sense. Like they'll become a customer or a partner, or they'll become a customer. And then out of those customers, one of them will become a partner. One of them, I'll find somebody that'd be like, you know what, I've been looking for something like this. What I got to do? Now, I don't know who I talk to in my list or whoever I'm encountering is going to become either a customer or a partner. My job is just to expose them to it. And that leads us to our next thing, prospecting. And so the mindset that you should have when you prospecting is to fill the funnel and find the gold. That's why I got this right here. So the best way to think about prospecting is if a person is back in the day when they used to find gold, when they had invented all of this technology to really find it and sift it in very finite ways, they used to get the pen and they used to pick it where the gold was most likely at. And they used to pick it in there and they used to sift through it, sift through all the dirt, sift through all of the rubbish, the water and everything. And then after they shake the pan up a little bit, they'll have gold nuggets and speckles of gold throughout that process. Now, the purpose of prospecting is not to get caught up in the the minutia of sifting. That's just what you have to do to find the gold. Understand you're gonna get dirty. Nose is a part of the game of business. Not everybody is a good fit for your product. Not everybody is a good fit for your service or your partnership. Not everybody is good for that. But really, none of it really matters once you find the goal. It's just what you had to do in order to get to where you needed to get to. And so when it comes to a lead is just a name and a number. But a prospect, the difference between a lead and a prospect is a prospect has some kind of rapport built there, meaning you've talked to them, they felt your warmth or they felt your, personality, you've seen their personality. Even if y'all didn't talk about business, y'all talked about something that y'all was interested in, y'all connected somehow. That's what a prospect to me is. A prospect to me is a person that I've talked to, we've exchanged ideas with each other. I got their number, we got their number. I may not be close with them, but at least I know them and they know me. That's what a prospect is to me. Now a lead is just I got their name and got their number, boom. That's there. That's in that cold stage. I haven't engaged with them in that. And so when I'm talking to somebody and when we're talking to people, what we got to figure out is when we're engaged with a person, we got to figure out if this person wants to get rich and travel or they just want to travel. You know what I mean? Because it's really simple. It's like, do I want to get rich and travel or do I just want to travel? Even though common sense to a business person is I want to get rich too. But, not everybody is willing to do the work that it requires it to create riches. And that's the biggest thing is, am I willing to do the work to create the riches that I want for myself and my family? If I'm not, then I can't lie to myself. I can't lie to others. And I just have to be truthful and be like, you know what? I'm going to do what I got to do just to keep it simple for me right now. And if it is something that I want to do, okay, what is the work required to hit the numbers and the milestones that I need to hit to where I can be great, to where my family can have the freedom that they want, to where we can do what we want, when we want, how we want, and have control over our life. Nobody dictates where we got to do, where we got to be, what we got to do. Nobody influence that. And I can leave a lasting impression and a lasting impact on my family. That's the whole reason we all doing this. It's the whole reason we all trying to get some money is the fact that we're working on leaving a, a, a lasting impact on the people behind us. Because if we're not doing that, then what are we doing it for? Money is like water. You stand in the right place, you're gonna get wet. It's always moving. So, okay, well, I remember when I went to the 9th anniversary that we had over in Dallas. And I was listening to Donald Bradley and I listened to him. And it's one thing that he said that really stuck with me. And the main thing that he said is legacy is two things, cash and property. That's all legacy is cash and property. And then I thought about it and I'm like, legacy is cash and property. And we have the opportunity to create both. I think that is the end of my presentation. Yeah, I think that's the end of it. Did you stop? Did you say something, Marquita?
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
I think somebody made it came off mute, but I was just listening to the
Okay.
last.
But yeah, I mean, that's all I wanted to, kind of show you guys. I know I didn't go really, really into deep into it, but that's just some kind of high level things of overview of kind of like how to get you guys in the right direction so we can kind of get the train moving. Any new people on here, obviously we want everybody to go gold, but before you can go gold, you got to master getting three first. Because if you master getting bronze and getting three first, then you just do that 3 times and now you go. You know what I'm saying? And just that is how we have to see it, and that's how simple we got to keep it. That way we can all grow, and then because I think it was Mr. Orlando Moore. He was saying 10 they get 10. That's your director bonus right there. That's 100. But any questions, concerns? Come off mute. Let me know.
I'm just appreciative. Like, thank you. This was like, I mean, it makes a whole lot of sense. Like you said, if we can just master getting a 3, do it again, then do it again, we're gonna go. But our main goal, of course, is all of us is trying to go. But if we can just take it a step, take it back a moment and master going bronze first, I mean, we get it.